Hey guys, how are you? All right, so this is a little bit on the energetic blueprint of your house, but this is how it came up. I had two energy readings this last week, okay? It just happened to be, I don't normally do that, but there were two in the same week. One was astrology and one was like a chakra reading. And they both brought up like my house, right? And some of you guys might know that our house is on the market and we're looking to move to a new place that's closer to Augie's school and yoga and some of the things that we do. Okay, so my one, the astrologer, she's like, okay, let's just talk about last year, meaning 2018. Is it 2018? Yeah, 2018 was like a flurry, right? And we were busy and we were traveling and it was crazy, right? And then what happened in 2019, we knew right away in 2019, we were gone like 22 days in January, right? And we were in South Africa for 3 weeks. And this is like the beginning of 2019 was like a hot mess. It's when Moxie got sick. It's when I found these breast lumps. So she's like, so I was like, the universe was saying to me pretty fast, like, sister, you better get grounded. And she even said that. She was like, you need to get yourself centered. And you just need to stop living in the buzzing zone all the time. I'm like, oh, I live in the buzzing zone. Now, I'm still probably as busy as I am today. I've decreased travel a little bit. I've just prioritized different. I spend my time differently with certain people. I've done pretty good over the course of years, but like when certain people just don't energetically align with my frequency, I'm pretty fast to be like, we just don't need to hang out in the same house, right? Okay, so let's just talk about house. They both brought up the house. And some of you guys might know, like, I love my house, right? So I was like, is there anything preventing me from selling this house? And she's like, okay, well, let me just check and see, do you have any attachments, or does Jason have any attachments, or does Augie have any attachments to the house, right? So this is just a really great house. And I knew that if we were going to move, the house that we moved to had to be as great, right? And it's more like the energetic feeling that I get when I walk into a house. So the first thing for me is I love a house to face north and south. Now this house faces north and south. So if you guys look out, I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see it really good. Let me even try and go this way. So I'm looking, if I do this looks straight north, okay? So it's kind of like some people, my mom calls this the front yard. I'm like, well, it's not the driveway, let me say, but this faces straight north. And the north side of our house has all of these windows. So for me, you guys, the energetic blueprint of our house is I personally need a lot of sun. I love sun. So in the past, if I've had a house that faced east or west, like we rented this house once, you guys, and it was in the coolest neighborhood. It was so great. And the people that we rented from were like, we'll give you a great deal. It's on the market. Let's sell it. And we were like, it was so awesome. But it faced east and west. And it was so dark in there. And I was like, Jason, this thing gets sun until like 10 a.m. So for me, you guys, it just doesn't work. So my thing is for you guys, it doesn't have to face north and south. You just have to the whole quote of this is like that you must feel good, right? So Abraham Hicks always talks about it's your job in life to feel good. Now, that doesn't mean you can avoid things like working out because it's tough, or eating good because it's tough, or doing your bookkeeping because you don't want to do it. Because at the end of your bookkeeping, you feel, hey, how are you, Chris? How are you from France? This is so awesome that you're on here. Your bookkeeping, you feel great when you're done with your bookkeeping, right? So it doesn't mean that you can avoid things that cause like a short-term irritation, but it is your job in life to feel good. Okay, so some of the other things, you guys, I'm just going to show you. This doesn't have to ring true for you, but you have to, so I have, look at this, little Buddhas all over my house, and I have Krishnas, and I have like, here's a little Ganesh right there, you guys. I have a Ganesh. I have candles all over. I'm a crystal person, so I've got crystals. I have incense. I have a lot of plants. You guys can see that. I've got quotes. I have Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, aloe, dream catchers, right? Those are really great. And then, of course, here's the pups and this great furniture. And then I have a lot of really great books, okay? So these are just either books that I have read or books that I want to read or books that I are next on the list. Okay, so the one chakra reading, let me just finish with this. The person that did my chakra reading, so listen to this. She's like, okay, let me just ask about your house. She goes, say your house, the address to this house right here. Okay, so I said the address to this house. She's like, oh, this house has a high consciousness. I'm like, yeah. She's like, good vibration. I'm like, yeah, right? A lot of great things have happened in this house. She's like, people walk in and they love it. I'm like, yeah. Okay, she's like, well, is it a slower market where you're at? Which the market here isn't slow, you guys, but this is a unique, probably a unique price point. You have to want to live on the water. You have to be able to afford this house. You know, you have to want maybe a boat and a jet ski and a pool. Yeah, like a lot of people don't want pools. A lot of people don't want to be on the water. So I'm like, it's not necessarily a slow moving market. It's just that, you know, houses that are $250,000 to $300,000 where I live, you know, go like hotcakes. Houses in my price range don't necessarily sit for 2 years, right? But they probably don't go like hotcakes. She's like, okay, great. And then she says, let me just ask your spirit guides if there's a buyer being lined up, right? So she's like, okay. And she comes back. She goes, okay, there's a solid buyer. It's being lined up and timing has to play out. I was like, okay. So, but you guys I had to like release some energetic attachments, which I've been holding on to for quite some time about this house. I'm like, I want to sell, but I love my house. I want to sell, but oh my goodness, like you guys, I sit here. Do you guys see that? I sit here right where the dog is. Okay. I sit here. Here comes my little man. And I look at that every morning, right? And I sit here. Hi, Og. And I look at that.
Green.
So you guys see
how blue and red make up black.
For real?
Yeah.
Look at you. What are you doing?
I'm making an experience.
You're making an experience?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm talking to my friends about this house and then the new house. Okay. So we asked our chakra reading coach about the new house, and we asked about the energetic print of the new house, and this is what she said. She asked, is this the new house, the right house for us? Because otherwise it could possibly be like, maybe this house doesn't sell, which this house has only been on the market 30 days. I just wanted to prepare, right? I'm like, I just want to prepare. Just tell me. And she said, you know, like, let's say that the new house wasn't the right house for us. And then she said that this house might take longer selling. So she says, yes, that has a great energetic blueprint. Also, she goes, also a high vibration. It's a really cool beachy community area. Okay, I'm talking to my friends. Okay, thank you. And she says, I am getting it's a positive for you guys to move there. She's even saying a few things like there's sometimes, don't you guys feel like sometimes you just need like you just need a clearing, like an energetic clearing to move forward on certain things. Now, I feel like 2019 was an energetic clearing for me, you guys. The dog got sick, breasts.
Mama, do you want to come?
Remember we had like Maria, our nanny, left, who was great, which is awesome. And then I went through a few other nannies. And then I had a nanny for 3 days, and then I fired her. And then Linda, the au pair, came from Colombia, and she was here for like 5 days. I was like, this isn't gonna work. She can't drive. But who's here now? Who's our nanny now?
Jackie.
Do you love her? Are you playing with her right now? Okay, I'm gonna wrap this up, and why don't you go get your experiment ready, and I'll come check it out. Okay, I'll be right there. And so things are settling in. Jackie's awesome. Look at that. He leaves. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this is all I'm saying is sometimes when you feel like your life is chaotic and you're buzzing, I call it buzzing, or you're living up here in high frequency and you can't get grounded, maybe make a space in your house or your office or the corner of your bedroom or your living room that just feels really